Well, Iran shouldn't be seen so much as a force when it comes to ground military forces, not even really nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons make them more of like a regional power. What makes Iran powerful and useful to the CCP is actually the control of international terror networks. And those terror networks are deeply tied in with drug cartels, criminal organizations, narco-terrorist organizations, assassin networks, organized crime. This ties into what's happening in Latin America. It ties into the new coalition Trump has started to go after the cartels in Latin America. It even ties in with some of the direct war plans of the Chinese Communist Party, which, according to Xi Jinping's main advisor, Qin Canrong, they wanted to get the United States involved in 4 wars. They announced this before Russia, Ukraine, before Israel. They wanted to get America involved in a war with Russia. They wanted to have America involved with a terrorist organization fighting it, which would, of course, be Iran puppeteering that. And they want to have America involved in a war in Latin America. The original plan was for Lula and Brazil to invade a country. And right before Trump captured Maduro, they were planning with Lula in Brazil to invade Guyana, which would have started a war. I'd say what's happening right now with Iran is taking the terror chess piece off the table. And as they go after the networks in Latin America, especially, they're basically cutting the head off the snake. You're still going to have to deal with some, probably lone wolf terrorists, but they're cutting the head off the snake right now. This will also deter the CCP from invading Taiwan, at least successfully, which is why this is all so big.
So I want to go into that in a second, because I'm not sure I see the link why China would be deterred from invading Taiwan, but you'll tell me in 1 second. But before that, okay, so as you say, Iran is not a huge military presence in the Middle East, but they are dropping missiles into some of its neighbors, and places like Bahrain and in Kuwait declared force majeure on a shipment of oil today. So they're doing this, and it doesn't take a lot of skill or assets to do this. I just read something. I just watched Fox tell me that it's about $20,000 for an Iranian drone to be shot out of the sky with a $4 or $6 million missile that we have. And I'm also hearing that some of the folks in the Middle East who are our friends are running out of defensive missiles to shoot down the drones. Any of this true?
Well, to be clear, so Iran does pose a military threat, but not in the CCP's eyes, not on par with what their real power is. The real threat of Iran is Hezbollah.
Got it.
The real threat of Iran is the IRGC. The real threat of Iran is them stoking the fires of radicalism in Brazil. You have actual political parties in countries like Peru, for example. You have Hezbollah training networks in Mexico, including in Tijuana. They work with the cartels. They taught them tunnel building. They taught them IEDs. They work with training these people. They control smuggling networks. Notably, drugs are not just for drugs. Drugs are about weaponized corruption. If you control a country with corruption, whoever controls the corruption controls the country.